Hi, I'm Taylor King. What you're about to watch is a documentary that we started filming at the beginning of 2019. When we started, I didn't know where it was going to lead, but I thought it was very important to have a collection of what was going on in my life at the time. What you're going to watch is going to be very confronting and very raw at times, but I think it can serve an important message to all young people about the danger of addictions, and it can save one person's life, then it will serve its raw purpose.
Yeah, I guess Taylor and I have kind of had somewhat similar paths. I've actually known him for a lot longer than what a lot of people in the wrestling world might know. We went to schools that were close by to each other and played football for the same junior footy club. So a lot of our sporting careers kind of started the same way. And I guess to answer your question, back then he was basically a model citizen. He was always at training on time. He always left after training had ended, never bailed early, and seemed to kind of have a really good attitude towards specifically football and schooling. And he seemed to really thrive with that kind of structured environment. And I actually thought, that he would have a greatly successful future, whatever he did. Neither of us knew that wrestling would be where it ended, but I thought that, whether it be football or academics, that he'd do absolutely fine.
I thrived, as most people would say, in every field that it was, whether it was in the classroom or on the sports field, essentially.
And then he started to change a little bit. I guess he kind of became somewhat notable or famous.
I'm sure Julian is the first one to call me a child star.
Began to refer to himself as a child star before anybody else had started referring to him as a child star. And without getting too personal, he seemed to spiral fairly quickly and fairly hard. It's quite surprising to a lot of us that had known him for a long time. After a couple of years of wrestling and becoming even more famous, he started to really lose his mind.
I wrestle well. I reward myself. If I come off a good match, I would find anything I could. I would jump into it and I would absolutely annihilate myself with any substance.
From what I heard and from the news reports, he was pulled over by policemen for a random breath test, or maybe it was a booze bust. There was some kind of RBT setup going on.
I've had a big night out. I put the honey in the mouth that obviously masks the alcohol on my breath.
Which has led me to assume he may have been quite inebriated when he made the decision to jump off the Canning Bridge and try and swim to the other side.
And I didn't think that was enough, so I jumped into the river off Canning Bridge there.
And in he went. And of all Taylor's athletic prowess, swimming was not one of them.
I'm a hairy brick.
Which led to him obviously being caught, which was the first kind of foot that he stepped wrong.
And I found myself in custody for the very first time.
Which was, I guess, the first time he found himself in trouble, but obviously it wouldn't be the last time.
And that's when I realized that I needed to get my life in check.